as fast as my little short mini legs will take me.
All right, so now I got something to whine about.
Uh-oh.
See, this is the kind of bullshit that I deal with on a daily basis.
Karen, she's right there.
Hey! He's not talking about me.
Okay, I ain't talking about the woman.
He's not talking about his lovely wife.
I didn't say lovely. I just said the woman. All right, so this is the email that just came from my school. Now, I know that the CPC is going on. It starts tomorrow. That's probably why, Jaharra, why you can't
Leave
the airport, because it is starting tomorrow.
Tell him what the CPC is.
The 19th National Congress of the Communist Party of China. They have their meeting every 5 years. So, my school sends this email. How they got my email, I don't know.
Dicko.
But I probably should talk to somebody to say, don't email me. But, that being said, this is what the email says. Dear teachers. So this is all the foreign teachers they're sending this to. The 19th National Congress of the Communist Party of China is going to be held tomorrow. China's security sector will be tougher on any crime and security incidents during the 19th CPC National Congress. Please pay more attention to security and don't discussing politics or religion in public for the next month or so. Thank you for your understanding and support. Are you freaking kidding me, people? Don't they know that chapter 3 of my book is all about ancient Hebrews? Are you kidding me? I mean, come on. I'm doing the scientific revolution. But I can't talk about religion now. I mean, what? I mean, God. I swear. These are the kind of things. I mean, this whole email could just go on the list. I mean, are you fucking kidding me here? I mean, look. Everybody knows that China is cracking down on anything on the internet, anything that goes against anything Chinese. We know that the propaganda machine has been turned up to 11 in China. So they are literally refuting every news story negative about China. They've been doing this for the last 2-3 months. We also know that Xi Jinping has literally become emperor of China.
Yep.
All right, so you don't want nobody to talk about that? Really? Because everybody's talking about that. I mean, the only reason I know about it is because it's in the news. It was on the BBC. This is like a normal thing that everybody kind of knows right now.
Oh.
But yeah, this is how the schools try to manage the teachers. Why, I don't know, because honestly, what is that?
Airport announcement.
Airport. Oh, quiet. Jaharra, did you get that?
The announcement or you?
Yeah, no, the announcement.
Okay,
That shit was important. That might have been about the 19th CPC right there.
You know, it was in Chinese, and I wasn't really listening.
Okay, I think
if I had been really listening, I probably could have gotten a few words.
I think you need to do a better job.
Oh wait, hold on.
I got that.
Would like to invite passengers seated in zone 1 to board. All passengers, please remain seated. Thank you.
Huh?
What? Wait a minute. Did he say please stay seated?
He was inviting passengers in zone 1 to board. All other passengers, please stay seated.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Sit down. We're coming through.
And what time is your flight?
9:30.
Oh, so this wasn't for you.
No, she's still got 4 hours and 15 minutes.
This is why you need wine.
I should be drinking. At least I should be. Then when I land, I will be in such a good mood.
You are on
drinking.
You are on vacation.
I am. And I'm not acting like it at all, because I'm whining with you fools.
You know it's fun.
It is. It'd be better if I was drinking.
It would be. I told you to get something.
Too late, though. Too late.
You could walk over to that little,
Duty free.
yeah, and pick yourself up a little something.
They have little bottles of Hennessy.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
also have big bottles of Hennessy.
That's funny.
I think it's awesome that we have like a live studio audience.
You don't have to put a laugh track in.
I don't need a laugh track, but it's just funny that we have a live studio audience, a live two-person studio audience at that.
Filmed in front of a live studio audience.
That's right. I'm gonna put that in front of, like, say that at the beginning, like the Jeffersons. Good times.
Uh-oh.
We ain't listening to him no more.
It's the next group of people that can.
I mean,
board.
that's the good thing about, at least in Guangzhou, they do the announcements in. Okay, let's go up a bit. They do the announcements in Chinese and English. That's a good thing. Because so many times they don't do that.
Right.
The announcements, I know in, what is it?
In the train
I don't know if
sta-
the Guangzhou train station does the announcements in English or not.
the one in the one train station that we were in, it did. The little one.
Where?
Um,
Come on.
when we went
Get
for
all
the
hippie with
weekend,
it.
come on, hold on. Futian. In Futian they did, but that was a brand spanking new train station.
Yeah, it was so new and no trains went there.
Yep. Brand spanking new.
But yeah, I mean, most times for us, the expat, you go into the train station and basically you don't know what the hell's going on. You're always watching the damn board because they will switch the train or switch the
Track.
yeah, they'll switch the track, but they'll also switch in the airports. They'll switch, where your plane is, and you'll never know because everything is in Chinese. So that's always the problem for the expat traveler in China, because you never know if you're in a big airport like a Shanghai, Guangzhou, you're gonna get that broken English or maybe some good English in those traveling those destinations. But if you're in a smaller airport, maybe a Shenyang or something like, man, you just look up and be like, your plane just left. It's like, why weren't you there? It's like, motherfucker, I didn't know that you moved.
The best part
I was sitting here the whole time.
right. The best part is having the airline's app or registering your phone number with the airline, because then you'll get a text message saying something in Chinese that you can then go and translate.
Right.
So we had that happen. Aaron's coworker and I went to Hong Kong, and we were flying from Shenzhen back to Wuhan. And as we're sitting at our gate, we both got a text message at the same time saying that our plane had been delayed 3 hours. And we went and showed it to the people trying to figure out what the heck was going on. They didn't even have the information that we had. They didn't get it for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's funny that they're texting you. You're in the airport.
Right.
And they are texting you that your connecting flight or next flight or your first flight, whatever, it's got some issue. Because that happened when we went to
When we were going to Phuket.
Taichung.
Oh,
When me and the students were going to Taichung last year, that's exactly what happened. We were all sitting there, and all of a sudden, the students started looking at their phones out of nowhere, all of them, and then they started coming to me saying, "We have to wait here. It's going to be like 2 hours or whatever, 3 hours before we leave." It's like, what do you mean? Like, how do you even know this? It was like, because they just sent it on the phone.
Yep.
So, and then they started passing out food. Now that was a trippy event because they started passing out airline dinners
Yep.
to the people waiting because they were going to be like 2 hours or 3 hours before, late,
Yep.
which was wild. I'm tired of traveling around China. China is not that interesting.
Macau was kind of nice.
That's not China.
It's China.
That's China light.
It's
That's China light, man. That's like a Miller Light, man. That's that crappy China. They look real good, but it ain't China.
It's China light.
Oh, hell yeah. China light. Oh, we need to put that on a beer label. Aaron, look up Miller Light, and I want you to make a China light. Hell yeah, we could use that. That might be fun. All right. So, anything else, Jaharra? You got anything else on your mind? Anything that you just need to get off your chest? Besides the fact that you have no wine. Anything
it's
else?
Almost time for my free dinner.
Free dinner. Woo.
Free dinner.
Do you get to go to the canteen?
And then only 3 more
too?
hours until my flight. 3-ish.
It's a little bit more than that.
Ish.
Well, I mean,
Ish.
I mean, you
That's
got a
what I
board.
said.
You got a board.
Yeah. What time do you board?
I don't know. 9, I'm guessing.
Spoken
9?
like a true expat traveler. When do you get on the plane? When the ladies stand there and everybody starts lining up and they start cutting in line, that's when I get in line.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
what
what
you.
time it is.
That's what time.
There was oh my god, after I got through, getting in line to get to the immigration officer was also awful because everyone in line was Chinese, and I don't know if you've mentioned before, and I'm sure you have. Chinese people don't really know what lines are.
What?
how
You telling me
work.
Chinese people don't know what a queue is?
They can't. It's not in the vocabulary or something. Several women tried to cut ahead of me around a corner. So I put my bag in front of them to prevent that from happening.
You needed Aaron
And
too.
all the time. The whole time, the rest of the time behind me, the woman who I cut off is talking crap about like how she was where I was when she was not.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that was fun. And then the woman in front of her had 2 kids, and her kids looked like they were on the brink of a tantrum. And the woman behind me then told her to that children and women with child got priority and were able to go through security faster. So
Yeah.
that was her gone, and I didn't have to deal with that anymore.
I actually enjoy that whole women with children thing can get on the plane faster. Because even though my people are huge, I use it. Because they do that with Malaysian Air, right? Yeah, I think so. That was the one. Because we used to, when we would go to Kuala Lumpur, I would always take the same airline because you won't get me on Air Asia ever again. They're horrible. But Malaysia Air is great. It's comfortable. It's cheap. The staff is nice. They provide you with food and you don't have to pay for it. So.
Okay, now the flight that I took to go to Beijing, that was a nice flight.
But you are in Qatar, right? No, Hainan.
No, Hainan, I think.
Hainan.
That was a nice flight. That was like spacious and yeah.
I was telling Jaharra about the train from Hong Kong.
Oh, that was the shiznit.
The Hong Kong to Guangzhou.
I'll never take that fucking that fast train again. Man, the fast train, you in there like a damn
Sardine.
like a sardine in like an airplane fuselage.
Right.
You're like that, packed in. Man, this bad boy, you can sit in the seat. Me and my very small wife, we could
only
sit
small,
there
height-wise.
together. And I could hit a lever and the whole thing would move and rotate and turn around. Oh, it was awesome. It was old, ugly ass train on the outside. On the inside, that shit was plush.
It was clean.
Plush.
It was wide.
It was tall. It didn't feel claustrophobic at all.
There were places to put your luggage.
Like an actual luggage storage, so you didn't put it like where you were sitting. You had plenty, I mean, way more than plenty leg room. Like, I could have, danced a jig between the damn. And I dance jigs often.
Like, my plane wasn't huge. I did have a nice fair bit of leg room. I know I'm short, and that doesn't mean a whole lot.
If you're
more.
only 4 feet tall, this is not what we're talking about.
5'3" and a half, Aaron.
You're
Okay?
taller than me.
Don't downplay it.
Oh, 5'3" and a half. You freaking giant.
I could nearly kick my legs, though. Really, it was a lot of room.
You're taller than me.
That's so sad.
By half an inch.
No, I'm 5'1 1/4.
There you go. Put that quarter in there.
That's
Let 'em know.
right.
It's so funny how short people are so precise about their height, but then tall people are like, how tall? I don't know, 6 something. But then short people.
Short people.
1 1/4.
There was a song about short people.
You better back up off that song.
Back in the 70s, there was a song about short people.
I know that song.
There was a song. That's all I got to say. There was a song.
He's gonna put that song in.
I know. I need to go ahead and pull it up right now. Let that song play for a minute. There was a song.
Miss me with the song, man. Miss me with the song. I don't need it. I don't need the song.
There was a song back in the day.
This is why he should not drink wine.
Yeah, this is why we have
Really?
Wine and
I'm
Monday.
kind of enjoying him like that.
Or Tuesday.
I don't think I've heard him laugh so much.
Oh, he laughs like this all
Look,
the time.
This is the reason for the Wine and Monday. Even though it's
For the
Tuesday.
what?
The wine.
This is why. So that you can unwind with wine. This is the reason for the show. Because we have another show called The List. And there's not a lot of laughing in that show. It's like anger.
Whew.
Hatred.
Okay. Why do foreign people hate Chinese people after living in China? So, I mean, it's a very different feeling.
We
Wine
could've-
and Monday is the fun show.
Look, we could invite you for that one, Jaharra.
The list?
Yeah, why do
Yeah.
foreign people hate Chinese people after living in China?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The list.
The
list
like,
is no
is
good.
that just like a, what's terrible about China as a foreigner? Like,
No. It's not that. It's the idea that after a short amount of time, usually what I've noticed is about 2 years, but after a short amount of time, foreigners, after living in China, literally start to hate China.
They start to unravel.
Yeah, they start to hate
Yeah.
China. They start to hate Chinese people. But they came to China and they really were like into the culture. They wanted to know more about it. They traveled. But it was just something about China makes people kind of like,
crazy?
well, yeah, it makes you like literally go psychotic.
I absolutely know what you mean, because that happened to me.
Right. See?
I was
And
in
that's
China
what the
for
show
3
is all about.
years.
Right, and
Okay, all right.
you had some stuff that I ain't never heard from anybody
But
else.
everybody has stuff, and I think that's where the problem is. So in the list show, we sat down, and we made we are making
Yeah.
our own list.
'Cause I had
My
to add
list
a
is
good
up to
one
like
yesterday.
I think 70 plus items on it. Karen's list is up to how much you got to now? 60 something?
I think I'm
70
at
something?
70 now.
So I mean, it's we're trying to suss out.
I added 69 yesterday after the supermarket.
Okay, so we're trying to understand how do we take a person that literally wants to be here, and they end up a person who almost gets to the point of becoming psychotic just by living here, and that's what we're exploring on the list. That's our list podcast. It's very interesting. It's not like Winy Monday. See, Winy Monday is like fun. It's my favorite show. This is the
I
one.
can't even tell, Aaron.
This is the one. I'm telling you. This is where all the fun happens. Because you unwind with wine. It's great. Where else can you unwind with wine? You do it alone, right? You sit there by yourself in your living room.
In my bed, cross-legged, watching something on YouTube.
Watching some drag race.
See? Fuzzy bunny slippers and shit. No. You gotta unwind with your folk, but you only can do it with wine, and you can do it on a podcast, and we can get the real natural conversation. Well, semi-natural conversation.
Yeah, because we hold back a little teeny bit.
Only a little bit. Now, if I had another bottle of wine,
a whole bottle.
Well, a whole bottle's already gone.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Another whole bottle.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely.
But you gotta work tomorrow.
One bottle has all the let me see here. It's Vicuña from Chile, 2014. I guess that was a good year. I don't really remember it. But
was it good to you?
You know,
where were we in 2000? Oh, we were in Thailand in 2014.
2014, we was in Thailand. I don't know if it was a good year, but we were there. But you know, that's the Winy Monday. Winy Monday is fun. It's my favorite show. It's the one that makes you laugh. The list ain't much laughter on the list. The parenting show.
Okay, you got to get me on the list.
The parenting show. I don't know if we have we done a parenting show yet? I don't think we have. We've done ranting. Now our general rant show, that could get funny. But only for the listener. It's never funny for us.
You should listen to our Macau rant because the
racism show. That show is we got to get put out.
Yeah, we did a podcast last week about racism in China,
which is real.
I don't know. What do you think? I mean, do you think that Chinese people are actually, using the strict definition of racism, do you think they're racist? Or do you think they are nationalist?
No, racist.
Why?
Because I think it's like a cultural thing. Like even like certain areas of China, like there are Chinese Muslims that aren't treated the same as like the Huns or the
Han.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
So the Uyghurs are the Chinese Muslims.
Okay, but you're talking about internal racism. I'm talking about towards people outside of China. Are they racist or are they nationalist?
The Chinese people outside of China.
No. To you and me, are they racist or are they nationalist?
Still racist. I mean, you could argue for nationalism, but that's not what it's about. Because like I said, that they don't treat the Chinese Muslims the same way that they treat, other Chinese groups.
I know, but now you're talking about a religion difference.
But they would say that they're a different race.
Yes, but they have more than 100 different races.
Ethnicities. There's only one race.
Okay.
Sorry.
When you think about it, are they really being racist the way we think of racism in the United States?
Aaron would say they're more.
Want me to say. Like, I don't understand your argument against my argument. You just keep asking me a question. Maybe you had enough of that wine?
I keep asking you the question. Are they racist the way we think of racism in the United States?
Yes, because in my opinion, they feel that, and it's not just me saying, they're told, like, oh, you're Chinese, you're special, basically everyone else is shit. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Crap. I don't know. It's your show, I'm trying to be respectful.
Okay, our show has like an adult rating. It's all good. Fuck them motherfuckers.
Okay. We're the top.
Speak your mind, woman.
Bottom, like some people, some other races, sort of on par with where we are, but basically we're the top. We're China. We're the best. Like point.
Yes,
blank,
but
period.
that's
But
nationalism.
yeah, that's no
You are
different than
describing
I'm saying
nationalism.
as a Chinese person anywhere.
Yes,
but that's no different
that's
than an American.
nationalism, right?
Americans
No,
feel
but
that they're the
we wouldn't look at another. It's difficult because we have so many different people in America. You know, we have that. We are exposed to that variety. I can look at like a Mexican American. I can look at an African American. I can look at like a Portuguese American, Irish American, and be like, okay, yes, that person is American. They're American. They're American. They're American. I mean, I can, you know, and I could relate to that. Where here they don't have that variety. Chinese faces are the same, you know.
No.
Like that person's face looks like they have lots of similar characteristics. Like that
Okay.
could be my face. That's like seeing only white people on TV or only black people on TV. That's something that I relate to as another black person.
Okay, but are they racist or nationalist?
Racist. Is it better if I say it slower?
I like how it's getting softer and slower as you lay out your argument. It gets like more and more muted. Racist? Are you sure?
what
Yes.
Jaharra,
I'm not convinced.
Jaharra, what you're describing is nationalist.
Right.
But what we're asking is, do they treat you differently based on the color of your skin?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes,
agree. They
yes.
do that. They do that internally as well.
Yes.
I have no problem with that. But is that racism in China the same as like racism in Thailand? Racism in Thailand, now you're
different.
Yeah, they didn't ask that question last week. And we didn't talk about Thailand.
We didn't
Thailand is totally colorist.
Oh, absolutely.
If you are darker, you don't even have a chance.
Yep.
If you're Thai, okay.
Well, even if you're foreign.
Well, no, foreign. It depends. It depends on where you are. It depends on the school. It depends on the environment. It depends on the company. But as far as internally, Thai people are for the most part darker. If you look around, Jaharra, you're in Guangzhou right now. If you look around, most of the Chinese people look more Thai than they do Han. They are not the typical people from the north. Han are people from the north. They are not those people. These people are the descendants of people that populated southern China and Thailand and all the rest of that peninsula. They are Southeast Asians. They are different. They are a different ethnicity.
And they're different.
They have different phenotypes. They
Yep.
are different, but they are darker. And some the people in the north say they're taller. I don't believe that. They look shorter to me. But that's the people here. But when you talk about, say, American-style racism, where you're talking about people with power keeping other people down because of that perceived sense of power or white supremacy, is that alive in China?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
That's Erin. That's why I left. Like I was attacked, and she felt like she could do that to me because of how I look.
She was
If I was the
physically
white lady,
attacked.
that would never happen. That would never happen.
She was physically assaulted by a government employee.
But I mean okay. Anybody in China, especially in Benxi, can be physically attacked. They will physically attack each other.
White people.
So that's not racist. That's not racism then.
But she wouldn't have done that to me.
Okay, but that's still not racism.
How is that?
What I'm
not
saying
racism?
is
You asked me if I was treated differently based on the color of my skin, how I look, and I'm saying yes, and giving you an example and saying that if I was white, if I was Karen, that wouldn't have happened to me.
But would it happen to you if you were Chinese?
That is a good question, and I don't believe so. I
It
don't
would.
think that any of that
That's
would
the
have happened.
difference. That's the difference that we have in China.
But
Because they would happen. We watched people get beat up. We watched this play out in China with Chinese people. And that's the difference. See, in China, it's a normal way of doing business.
You know what, Aaron? I will concede to your point, and I think you do have one. You are right. I've seen people just for no reason over something small, just and it's a terrible fight because nobody
Yep.
knows how. Um, but like it does happen,
Yeah.
and it is because they feel like it's okay to put hands on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's what and that's what the question that was posed to us for our racism show. That was the question was, is racism there? And that was my argument, was the idea that the way we think of racism in America is very different than the way they think of racism outside of America. And is it racism if the person is willing to beat on their own people and they're willing to beat on me, does that make it racism? Now, if I separate that out and start looking at their internal motivations, why they think that it's okay, it might not be coming from what we think of as a racist place. It might be coming from just, I'm your boss and this is what I'm supposed to do. In China. Because China doesn't really have racism the way we think of racism. They have colorism, which is similar to what happened in the islands, in Haiti, in Dominican Republic,
In Trinidad.
in Jamaica. They have a colorism where it's black people, but it's light-skinned black people and dark-skinned black people, and light-skinned black people were treating what Marcus Garvey talked about with light-skinned black people treating dark-skinned black people badly. And that's not racism. That's colorism. So that's why we had to do that show, to try to suss out maybe what we think of as racism is only in the West. It's possible that what we think of as, because race didn't start until after slavery starts, the idea of black people being bad and white people being good, that doesn't start until sometime after that time. Because for a long time, indentured servants were treated the same way as black slaves. They weren't looked at as different until they started to come together. Once they came together, they had to find a way to split them up. And that was, you're not as bad as a black person. Okay? You can be free. The other person can't. These rules started to come in. So, but that's only within a certain cultural context. And that cultural context is inside of America, inside of the Caribbean. It's not everywhere. So when we come around here in China, they think of us as every black person is Django. But it's like, no, not really. We're not all ex-slaves, running around trying to kill the last person that harmed us or did something bad to us. It's not who we are. But they're living off of popular culture, and they're trying to live off those tropes. Like, I got a girl in my class whose name is Stan. Why is she named Stan? It didn't make any sense until you talk to her. And because Eminem made his damn song called Stan, that's what she latched onto. But it was, a black art form that she's holding on to. She likes hip hop, and for some reason that spoke to her. So, I mean, it's an interesting idea to try to look at China through the lens of Western culture. But honestly, Chinese people know where they came from, whether they like it or not, because they're, I go to places. I go to places all the time, and I always find the little Negro people that are in their history, that are in their museums, that are in their stuff. Just like in Japan, you couldn't be samurai unless you had the blood of an African in you. That whole idea, that all comes out of a connection back to Africa that is in their past. They know it's there. Whereas Europeans don't have that connection. They don't think of themselves as being descended from Africans. They think of themselves as being just kind of a group unto themselves, which essentially they are. So it's an interesting idea to kind of explore. Is it really racism or is it colorism? Is it nationalism? Because a lot of times, like I had last year, I had students that actually told me they were not human, that they were Chinese. Okay, so if you think of yourself as popping out of the ground in China and just having no connection to all of the other people in the world, yeah, then maybe it's a racism. But honestly, when you start talking to them, I walked into class this year and I said to my students, where do you come from? And one of the students just came out of nowhere, left field, here we go, throw the pass, Africa. It's like, what? Where'd you get that from? And she was like, we all come from Africa. I was like, oh, okay. Well, let's start there.
From you, teacher. I learned it from you.
No, didn't get it from me. This was like first day. I hadn't talked to them yet.
This is new students.
This is new students.
Cool.
You see what I'm saying? So they know where they come from. It's just, I think the way that racism gets expressed, it feels the same to anybody who has been discriminated against.
Yeah. Whereas
it's not necessarily the same thing. Because the motivation is not the same. That was my premise.
It still feels the same.
It feels the same, yeah. But see, it feels the same for black people.
It looks the same too.
Yeah, for black people.
Well,
for white people it's not the same.
Okay, I can see it. It looks the same to me.
You see it. But see, it's not the same thing. Because you are discriminated against as well.
Yeah. I don't think that you should start that it's important to pick and choose and try and digest which type of discrimination exists, where and why and how. Like, it's important to, I shouldn't say that it's not important to, try and figure that out, because it is important to suss out. But also, like, the main point that's important to realize is that it's discrimination, like that blanket term. It doesn't matter if it's like nationalism or racism or sexism or.
Yes, okay, think of it this way. The reason why it's important, if you were deciding to come to China and you knew that you would be discriminated against or you were going to have to deal with racism, which one would keep you at home?
Racism.
Right. You see what I mean? So yes, we have to actually parse those words because it's important to understand that we don't see it the same way. If I say you're going to be discriminated against because you're American, okay, I'm in a foreign land. I expect that. It's going to be different. It's not going to be like where I came from. Mm-hmm. But if somebody tells you you're going to be discriminated against because of your race, and they're dealing on that level of race, you are a black person and we're going to treat you bad because you're black. All of a sudden, it becomes a different calculus. Do I want to go to that place? Or if you look at it as in sexism, am I going to go to that place because women are not treated well? You know what I mean?
See, I was just about to say that the connotations with things like that are different. So being discriminated against because I'm American can mean like a lot of different things. People don't listen when I talk. It doesn't seem as serious as things as injustices associated with racism, injustices associated with sexism.
You're saying they're not the same?
No. Because based on my experience being a traveling black American people who treat you different based on those things, sometimes you can tell. Okay, all right, they don't want to hear what I have to say about, I don't know, some world problem because I'm American and they feel that Americans feel this way. So whatever I say, they're not going to hear. Okay, I can deal with that. But if I feel actually or am actually attacked based on my gender or my skin color, that's totally different. I can't imagine someone attacking me because I'm American.
Oh,
In
I
a
can.
Oh, I
place like
can.
this. In a place like this.
I can. Absolutely.
I can't. That
Oh, it
hasn't,
happens
that
all
just
the
hasn't
time.
been my experience.
Oh, you're a lucky lady, because it happens all the time. I mean, I don't even have people don't even talk to me when I walk around my school, and I've been here for almost 2 years. I've been here longer than the goddamn teachers that are there that won't talk to my ass.
Yep.
You know, so
But why? I'm sorry. I don't understand. Why are you saying that they won't talk to you? Under which circumstance?
most times for the people that are here, here in Guangdong Province, in Sanshui, Foshan, they are not talking to us because we're foreign. It doesn't even matter that we're American or German or whatever. It doesn't. It's not. That's not the thing.
It's an us and them type of
Yeah,
thing.
Yes,
it's nationalism.
yep.
It's not. They're not Chinese. That's usually where the problem comes in.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, but being shunned is a lot different than being screamed at.
I don't know. I lived in the South for a lot of years. I'd rather be screamed at.
I would not.
Did you live in the South?
No.
Right.
The south of the U.S.
Yes.
No.
Right.
No.
That's the
I
difference.
don't-
Because you know
I
what?
don't deal with that well.
Because living in Alabama, going to Tuskegee, if someone said, you know what, I don't like you niggers and you can get the fuck out of here, okay, cool. I'm gonna leave. But at least I know. When I lived in the North, which was the majority of my life, yeah, you get nothing. But you don't get that job, you don't get that promotion, you don't get that house, you can't take your kids to that school. That was that quote unquote institutional racism that we were dealing with. So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if you're up front with me and be like, I don't like your ass because you from somewhere else, or I don't like you because your hair is crazy, or I don't like, well, my hair is not crazy anymore, but I don't like you because of whatever. Okay, that's a place I can start with. You don't that's the thing that you don't like. Okay, but then we can move on to something else.
That's also very forward. That's
Yes,
it,
yes,
that's them
yes.
laying it out their qualm with you,
Yep.
like their issue with who you are. If
Yep.
that wasn't the case, for example, China is very passive aggressive. So you may, do something perfectly well, but it's still not good enough, and they harp on whatever part that you may have missed or something like that. That's like active, that can be, active aggression, but you still won't know why that person has such a problem with you.
Oh yeah.
Like that's different. Like I would like to know right off the bat if someone had a problem with me, either active or passively. That's just a good thing to have. That's a good bit of information that you wouldn't know otherwise. So in that instance, like that totally helps you. That forwardness,
Yes.
either passive or active. But if someone is passive or active about something totally different, then that doesn't help you in that situation. You see?
Oh yeah, I am one of those people that wants people to be upfront. Like there's one lady at I don't even know if she's there anymore, but she literally will walk by you and look at you in your face and kind of like give you like a face like you are the
Sneer.
lowest thing on the planet. Like why are you even here? And you kind of wanted to look at her and grab her by the shoulders and be like, bitch, you can't do what I do.
She could.
Okay, then after you do that, you just want to walk away. Because honestly, that's where the issue is. They were angry at us for taking a lot of money to do a thing that they couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Which was teaching English, right? That's usually where the rub always is. In Thailand, it was the same way.
Yeah.
I had a teacher that she was angry at the other Thai teacher because they spoke so much English. Okay? So it was, I mean, I guess when we look at the motivation of the people, that's where the problems usually come in. Like, why are they acting this way? And then when you drill down with them, either they tell you outright or you find out covertly, it's still, it still ends up not being what we think of in the West as racism. It ends up being something else, another motivation. And that's what I was trying to get through last week. Come on, Karen! Chime in!
Listen, I say it's racism. I see it. I've seen it. I watch it. I don't deal with it because I don't look like you. It's just something I don't have. Like, they don't treat me the same way. And it's disgusting, but it's true.
I think it could also be both. In the circumstance that I was faced with, okay, like I could see that happening, or and I've seen that happen unnecessarily, just because they don't live in a place, or they don't cultivate that type of, let's talk through this, let's figure out what's going on.
Oh, no.
And try and figure out a solution. That's not what happens.
Not in China.
I'm so angry, I can't express myself. You're saying things I don't like. I'm going to swing at you.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly how it happens in China.
Knock that bitch
Because you're also not supposed to question others.
Exactly.
You're not supposed
you may also
to
say, like, oh, it's that person, but it's that person. All of those other people, have that same type of mindset. Because, like, you look at the parents, look at how the parents treat the kids, look at how the teachers treat the kids. Like, that's what they grow up learning.
Yep.
And then it's, fed back into them, and they don't know another way.
Yep. Look how the kids treat each other.
Yes, the kids treat each other terribly.
That's
what I have to say about Thailand, is that one of our teachers was complaining, and he's like, oh, the kids don't have this, the kids don't have that, that's not hooked up, this doesn't work. He's teaching in a classroom that doesn't have lights, and that hasn't had lights for months. And this is through rain, so sometimes it's cloudy. It's not like, oh, we live on a tropical island, it's always sunny and beautiful. No, not the case. Also, it's a school. The classroom should have lights, like basic things. And I was trying to, keep him calm. Like, our kids, for the most part, respect us. They still do kid things. They talk when they're not supposed to. They don't do their homework and whatnot, regular kid stuff. But they also respect each other. They don't fight. I've never seen kids at my school.
Oh my gosh, I used to see it all the time in Thailand.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
They do the Muay Thai kicks to each other in the head and shit in the classroom.
Oh yeah.
Where I work, they do not fight. Like, it's not a thing. I know I've seen, like, kids scrap or whatever.
Oh no.
But they don't go for blood.
I watched a little boy donkey kick another child that was sitting behind him in the face.
Punch him in the face, Ed.
Just kicked him like a donkey would kick him in the head, and the child wasn't doing anything to anybody. He was just sitting there.
Lazy.
Ugh.
I say China needs, I've said this before, China needs for some, let's call them former pimp.
What? Former pimp?
Former pimp. A pimp. He said a former pimp.
Former pimp.
Ah, okay.
To
Yes.
show up.
What's his name?
I'm talking about like a former, like, Chicago pimp. Okay? We need to have, I'm talking like pimp of the year up in here. We need them to show up in China as a teacher. Teaching English. And we need this former pimp.
Some pimp, some hoes down shit in China.
Whenever somebody gives them that look, that lip, That bullshit,
Smack the taste out their mouth.
slap their ass. Because you know what? That's the thing that China does not have from the West. It doesn't realize the negative physical reaction that a lot of us would normally have. They never get, because we're always worried about being deported, kicked out, losing our livelihood, all that good stuff. So, what we need is a rogue pimp.
A rogue pimp?
Just to walk around China and I'm, like I said, Chicago style, Southside Chicago pimp. Show up, teaching, professional, but as soon as that other teacher, that other person steps out of line, that's what they get. Right across their head.
You also had the idea to, like, in like airports and stuff, just have a booth with the pimp inside, so if a child is acting out, they
Okay, that was dealing with children and parenting. Yes, we wanted the pimp to be the parent, the immediate parent, to slap that ass when the child wasn't doing right. But I'm talking about we have a coworker that will fly off the handle at any small thing that happens that feels egregious to her, and that reaction changes people's minds. That reaction is what makes people go, maybe I don't say that. You know what I mean? Maybe I find another way to say that.
It doesn't work.
One of the biggest complaints, especially from black folks in China, is they don't know how to talk to us.
Yeah.
Like, they don't talk to us like people. They talk to us like we're less than people. Okay?
Yep.
But Chinese people also do that to everybody, because that's how bosses talk to their people under them. And we need, literally, and I say we because literally I'm leaving this fucking place. But China needs people, like it's the same idea that China needs road rage. Chinese drivers are horrible.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes, I know that Thai drivers are worse. But Chinese drivers are bad. And that's that idea of somebody cuts you off and somebody gets out of, like, literally stops the car, stops traffic, gets out of the car and yells at somebody else. Guess what? China doesn't have that. So because China doesn't have that, especially from foreigners, they think they can do anything. There's no consequences to their actions. The idea of consequences doesn't exist in their schools. You see?
Yeah.
So once they learn that there are negative consequences for bad behavior, all of a sudden their whole society will be forced to have to deal with that difference. You know, it's just like the same thing that came out when we were in Thailand, where they had to teach Chinese people through the news agencies how to be when they left China.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible.
You see, because people in Thailand hate the freaking Chinese. You know, they show up in China for vacations, and the Thai people are like, oh God, here they come. You know? And they try to fleece them for every cent.
I went to the I went to Central Festival, major shopping mall, and at that time there were a lot of Chinese tourists, and I went to just a pharmacy in there. I just wanted to get some cleanser or something. Trying to get someone to help me was like pulling teeth, which is not usually the case. If I smile and go up to someone, hello, I'm looking for this, can you help me? Oh yes, you know, it's right here. Or, oh no, sorry, we don't have, blah blah blah. But this woman, I was smiling like you normally do, and asking for help, and this, like I normally do, and this woman just stone-faced, just pointed. She just, not even a point, she flicked her wrist at me in a direction, and I was just supposed to know to follow it.
Yeah.
You know, I could tell that she was frustrated because everyone else in the shop was Chinese. So I thanked her for helping me, and I went over, you know, and tried to complete my shopping. She had enough, and I'm not gonna try and like push her buttons and make her help me. No, that's not gonna make it any better because I was getting aggravated, you know.
And you lived
Just
in
try-
China.
Right.
Yeah.
You knew exactly what she was
What was
dealing
it?
with.
2 days ago, I went out, right? Went out to my friends, went to the bar, had a good time. I had a drink, got back home, and I realized there's no food in my house, and I hadn't eaten. So I was like, okay, no big deal. Go out, go to the 7-Eleven, get a snack or two. I get to the 7-Eleven. It's like 2, maybe 3 a.m. and looking at snacks, and all of a sudden the door is just beeping, beeping, ding, 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 ding. And all these Chinese people start coming in the store. And then I see the bus outside, and you can see the look on the teller's face just get sullen.
Good word.
So I
For all
tried
you
to
Americans,
get out
look
of
that
there
word
as
up.
possible.
Nice.
She could feel, and I could hear them before I could see them.
Yes.
Because I was turning around like, what is all that noise? I thought maybe someone had gotten in an accident outside or something. And no, people just pouring into this little 7-Eleven. And I was like, no, I have to get out of here right now. I've had all I can stand, and I haven't even gotten to the counter yet. I just picked something and left.
We had one evening I was at the fresh market, and all of a sudden I hear all this Chinese yelling, and my poor little fruit ladies, because when you go to the same place all the time, you shop from the same people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So my poor fruit ladies, I can hear these Chinese women just yelling at them, and I'm like, oh, let me go help them. So I go over and I speak in English to the Thai ladies because I don't speak Thai. I never even wanted to try to learn Thai. So I spoke spoke to the Thai lady in English, asked her if I could help. She said, yes, please. So then I turned to the Chinese women and asked, what do you want? What are you looking for? In Chinese. And they all just stop and kind of look at me like, oh my God, did this white woman just, speak to me? So I ask them again, what do you want? And so they tell me the fruit that they want and how much and whatever. So I tell the lady in English and to the Thai lady. And the next time I went shopping, I got free fruit because I got rid of the Chinese women as quickly as possible.
Thai people are so like courteous though, in like little ways.
Yeah.
In little ways, like something that you might think is insignificant.
No.
Like they would appreciate
Yep.
and show that appreciation for something that you would think was so small.
Yep.
Like I keep my own cup on my bike.
Yep.
So that I can go to the roadside shops and get little sweet drinks, my little green tea, my little, milk tea and whatnot. And the woman who I usually go to across the street from the school appreciates that I bring my own cup, funnily enough. And she'll give me things like, like the boba, like the tapioca balls.
Yeah.
I'll get those for free. Like, granted, it's like, 5-10 baht or whatever. But, like, it's the little things.
Yep.
I noticed that.
Oh yeah, Thai people are. I would say that Thai people, and if you shop in China at the fresh markets in the mornings, those people, even in the north, those people and the Thai people are very similar.
Yeah.
Like you go to the same people, they get to know who you are, they talk to you a little bit, but they basically you're buying their wares, right?
Mm-hmm.
That idea of us connecting to the local, what we think of like the local farmer or the local person, right? It's almost the same in China as in Thailand. But as soon as you get away from those people, then it becomes something else.
Yep.
Have you guys seen King of the Hill? Like, are you familiar with that show?
I know of the show. We have not watched. Oh, I have not
Okay.
watched the show.
Well, there's this American white middle-aged man and his family doing American middle-aged things in the 90s. And he's trying to teach his son values and morals, make his own, get the decision and he was basically telling me, oh, you have to have a fruit guy, you gotta have a car guy, you have to have electronics guy, you know, you gotta people, you gotta be trust your people, and that's how I felt. How I felt in Thailand. So now I have a key guy, a guy who cut keys, or got down, you call him, and that's my guy. You know, you have a guy, you have a taxi guy, who if you're stuck, you know, you call that guy.
Oh yeah, having your own driver, well, not your own personal driver, but having a driver that you trust is vital when you live outside of the country.
I've got a couple jewelry ladies. Like, it makes a difference.
You know, I had a place I would go in, in the Lotus, the big Lotus Mall, where I would go and get jewelry. And they always gave me great deals. And one time we went to Kuala Lumpur, and I was shopping with the children. And Keegan is really good about keeping me from buying jewelry.
Yes! Thank goodness.
So I'm in there in the shop looking, and this lady notices my bracelet, and she's like, how much did you pay? And I told her like 1,000 baht or something like that. And she flipped out that how cheap it was, and the beads were too big to pay that little bit of money, and blah, 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 blah. And I left there like, hey, I'm going back to that lady again in Thailand because she hooked me up. Apparently I should have paid 3 times more for the piece that I had than what I paid. And it's because I always went to the same lady.
Aaron had his own girlfriend.
Yeah, Aaron had a girlfriend. This little fruit lady.
And then when she got pregnant, you should have seen his face. It was funny.
Yeah, this little fruit lady. She just loved our children, but she really loved her some Aaron.
She was great.
Yep.
She hooked us up. Even if it was the next stall over, she hooked us up.
Yeah, she did. Yep. And when we told her that we were leaving, she was so sad. So sad. Because we would shop there at least 4 days out of 7.
Oh, yeah. I was like there almost every day after work, at least. And I was walking over there from Katu.
Yeah. 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. For the first bit, anyway.
Yeah, man. I was good. Anyway. Y'all bringing me down on my Whiny Tuesday.
Sorry.
All this racism talk. See what you did? This is what happens when you have black folks on the show. That everything goes down. It's like a Spike Lee movie. It all starts up. It all starts happy and fine, and then it all just goes into tragedy.
Jaharra has a Spike Lee story.
What? Spike Lee story?
Go ahead, Jaharra.
Uh-oh. Come on now.
You
I
know
just
what,
watched.
Aaron?
I just watched Red Hook Summer yesterday.
Oh, yes, I do.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, I do. I remember. Okay, so I was hanging out with my friends, and we were talking about, like, stuff you used to watch on TV. Talking about TNT, TBS, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I should preface this by saying that I was talking with my friend who's like 25, and this is his year after realizing things. So he's a gay man, and he's realizing that racism exists, and different places racism exists,
Okay.
and discrimination. He's learning.
Okay,
He's
you're
learning.
saying this is a gay man, but you said racism.
Yes.
So
I don't
what
know
is the
where-
ethnic makeup of this man?
He is a white gentleman.
Oh, okay.
Yes, very, very pleasant.
So he's now learning that racism exists?
He's just now, I think, getting to the nitty gritty of how it can be bad.
So that's what we call white privilege. Keep going.
Yes. And I was talking about, TNT, TBS, things you watch on TV. I was like, oh, yeah, got really tired. I'm not really into Spike Lee because, it's not, all right, fine. But that's just not my cup of tea. I don't like to see all that pain that he portrays. I don't feel any sort of comfort or like good good intentions from it personally. And so I was talking about Crooklyn and how like that movie goes because he didn't know Crooklyn. I was like, oh, well, Spike Lee. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a guy, that's the crane guy." It's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Ah." I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" He's like, "In the movies." I don't know. He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. He made all those movies, and he's really famous. The Karate Guy." He was definitely talking about Jet Li.
Oh,
And then,
that's just sad.
And then I asked another American, "Do you know who Spike Lee is?" She says, "Oh yeah, he's that guy." She did not know who Spike Lee was.
Sound like you were like man on the street with a microphone.
You were talking about how old was this young lady?
You should have been on like late night.
She was at least 26.
And what was her ethnic makeup?
She's
You said American.
She's Latin American. I don't know. She's Latino. I don't know.
Latina.
Specifically. Maybe Mexican.
Oh God.
I don't know.
So what you're saying is she was her heritage is Spanish speaking in the
Yes.
Americas.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
All right.
She was an American person of color who did not know who Spike Lee was.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So
Is.
okay, I know you just killed the man.
Well,
Well, okay, so here, Jaharra, you guys are teachers. You teach young children. Spike Lee and his wife, Tanya, have partnered with Kadir Nelson, and they do children's books. And Kadir Nelson's artistry is amazing, and the books are really cute. So you should look them up. My favorite one is Puppy Puppy Please.
okay, all right. I'm always looking for fun things for my class.
There you go. And
They,
then you can introduce Spike in a new way.
They loved my, what was it called? The magic cooking pot.
Nice.
They really latched on to the magic pot making porridge.
You need to get Hippopotamus by Aaron Zenz.
They're
It's
first grade.
It's hysterical. They will love it. Hysterical.
All right, I'll look it up.
The funny thing about that is, I could probably take that same book to my class that's in high school, and they still wouldn't understand it.
Yeah, it's true. They
Because
probably wouldn't get
those
Puppy
are
Puppy
the-
Please
Those
either.
are the kind of books that I've been looking for. I want freaking Dr. Seuss books for my high schoolers because they can't read.
My kids are great. Like, I am fully rubbing it in your face. My students are amazing.
Oh, when I was in Thailand, my
First graders.
first graders and second graders were farther ahead in English than my current high schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
They were great. Thailand has done a much better job of front loading these kids with English. Much better. The problem is not in the front loading, but in
Scaffold.
when they get to high school, they kind of trail off and then they don't take any more English. But ASEAN is forcing Thailand to have better English, whereas in China, they don't have to deal with ASEAN, and so then they just let them all fall by the wayside. They don't care. So I've got kids in my class that didn't even take the Zhengkao. They never even did well enough in their Chinese classes in junior high school in order to take the Zhengkao. That's how bad my students are.
And what is that?
That's the test that they take in the middle school to be able to go to high school.
Right.
Okay.
And these kids didn't even take it. They didn't even attempt it.
Right. Some of them, and I had a student last year whose English was off the charts, phenomenal, and she never took the last grade of junior school or the Zhengkao. But they kicked her out of the school because she was a problem child.
She was rebellious.
Yeah, she was so rebellious she had a boyfriend.
Wait, didn't she do other things though?
Not really. I mean, everything was surrounded around her boyfriend.
Oh.
Kissing her boyfriend.
Oh, but you had one that like used to sneak out and go get drunk and then
No, she just didn't come to school.
Oh.
That was a parenting problem, not a school problem.
Oh, gotcha.
She left home and didn't go to school.
Got ya.
Her parents did not make sure she came to school. That's a totally different problem. Hence why we need to do the parenting thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Since we're super stellar parenting.
No,
Parents.
not really. Not really. No,
Not at all.
no. I mean, think about it. We can't be that stellar if we got a whiny Monday. Think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, unwind with wine. Really?
Well, I don't have wine. I have cider.
Does it have alcohol?
It is alcoholic.
Does it make you start like slurring your speech after a while?
It does make me want to go to sleep though.
See there.
I had some grapefruit soju in my fridge that I meant to down before I came this way. Mistake. Left it in my fridge, but it'll be there when I get back, maybe.
It's the congratulatory thank you for coming back home thing.
I might light a candle, maybe some incense, set the mood.
Did I drink any soda?
What happens during that mood? Or do I not want to know?
What happens during what?
The
mood.
Oh, you just relax.
Oh.
Just become your best self to yourself.
You said become your best self. Really?
With the soju.
You just became a goddamn. What do we call them? The motivational speaker. Really? Become your best self.
With some soju.
Shit. I ain't gonna become my best self. I'm gonna become my pissy self. I'm gonna drink this whole bottle.
You should have seen Aaron and his frat brother with soju in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it was good times.
That was a whiny Wednesday.
Me and my
for
goddamn
sure.
LB hanging out in freaking Hong Kong. That's a weird sentence right there.
Yeah. Oh, Jaharra, this man, he's from Alabama. And you know how when you're walking down the street in China and they have people trying to sell you stuff, you know how you work? You just keep on walking.
Right.
You don't acknowledge, you don't look, you don't engage.
Hell no. You damn sure don't let nobody in.
This poor Southern military man was talking to everybody that tried to stop him.
Too much. He had a whole lot of what do you call that? Gentlemanliness.
Yeah.
That thing, somebody come. Now I do this at work, but the idea that you're in a busy place. Yeah, there it is, courtesy. That idea that, go ahead. Next thing you know, you ain't never gonna move.
Anywhere.
Right, you ain't going nowhere. Everybody else is going ahead.
So he's got all these people trying to sell him suits and Rotex watches.
Oh, not the Rotex.
the Rotex.
Not the Rotex.
The Rotex watches. And then we go into this little shop because he wants to get souvenirs for his wife and daughters, and he's trying to get the shop girl's attention, and he's saying, "Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Excuse me."
Man.
And she's just ignoring him. So I just said, Du Shao Tian. And she's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, Taguila.
Right. It was always too expensive in Hong Kong.
It was too expensive. So she gave me a lower price. I said, how? And so I was like, okay, so it's this much. And he was like, that was so impressive. Like, not really. I'm just really good at shopping.
No, you got too much manners.
He was too kind.
He see, the problem with him is he was in Germany for many years. Both of his kids, his wife is German, his kids were born in Germany. He spent his time there, which is basically living in the West.
It is West.
But when he went to South Korea, it becomes a whole nother thing. And we were walking around like, basically, kind of like you do after you've been in China for a couple years. Damn these folks. You're just kind of like, you go. You don't, fuck, old lady, fuck that old lady. You just go. You don't want to think of it that way because it feels like that's kind of wrong.
It feels wrong.
Yeah, it feels wrong, but you know that every other person is going to treat that lady that way. She's going to be like trying to get on the bus, and people are going to be pushing by her. People are going to halfway knock her ass over. That's just how Chinese people are. So if you don't just go ahead and get on, or you don't get on the escalator, you keep letting people go, you'll never go.
Right,
because
be
Chinese people don't stop. I mean, they're worse than baby kids. They just gonna keep coming. And it's not gonna be, they're having more babies. No, they're already here.
Yep.
And that's China.
Yep.
But after living in China for a while, you know this. Going to a place like Hong Kong where it's more condensed, you just gotta find your opening, get in it, and then be there.
Oh yeah, that's crazy walking around there.
Because it's different. It feels different than even being on mainland China in a busy place. But trying to get him to understand that, he's like, no, I gotta have my, I gotta take care of, look out for the people. And it's like, okay, do your thing. But while we down here at the bottom of the escalator, we'll be looking up at you, letting all these people on.
Right. Or while I'm getting ready to cross the street, he's like a block and a half back, trapped by the suit guy.
Right. Or the damn Rotex guy talking about a watch.
You want to buy a watch? The real Rolex.
One second, guys. I'll be right back.
What you say?
She said she'll be right back.
Where the hell is she going? She's stuck in a damn airport.
Maybe she's got to go get her free food, man.
Free food.
Her little vegetarian something or other.
Lord. All right.
She's been talking for almost 2 hours.
What else we have going on? Because my Wine and Monday wine is
Not much. Hey, we should probably mention to the people that we're planning on doing 30 days of podcasting in November.
Let's do the commercial. 30 days!
30 days of podcasting.
30 days of podcasting in November. So every day. Now, I don't know how the hell we're going to upload all of this.
I don't either.
This is where the problem comes in. It's not about the recording, but it is about the uploading. Because even if we do short shows,
right, 20 minutes at a time.
It doesn't matter. We'll never upload we'll be uploading shows until like March. So, I don't know how that's going to work. We're going to try to figure it out.
Maybe we'll put some on Facebook or some on YouTube's or...
How do you put them on Facebook?
I'll figure it out.
I never heard of that.
You can put a video on Facebook, so if we can make it into a video...
Really?
Yeah, we could use...
upload a video?
Oh, yeah.
And then put it on Facebook.
Sure.
For people to watch.
Uh-huh. Oh, no. Did I just give you an idea?
Stay tuned to the Facebook. No, it just might be an interesting thing.
Yeah. So you can
And then we got the YouTube, so maybe we can... Maybe what we do is we put some things on the YouTube, some things on Blueberry.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Did you go get your free food?
I did. I got my free dinner.
Oh, Lord.
Did you go with a vegetarian option again?
He didn't ask, so I have whatever is in this orange box.
Good luck with that.
To myself.
Good luck with that.
Oh, it's going to be pork.
Okay. What's in the box?
Yeah,
I want you to bust it open right now, live on the podcast. What does the American get?
Trying to smell it. Can't get a scent.
In China.
Pop in the corner. Oh, there's rice.
Yeah.
There's rice.
Okay, you said that
Little
twice.
baby sausages.
What? Sausages?
Pork.
Yes.
Sausage?
Mm-hmm.
In China?
It looks like pickled cabbage.
Those little
The same pickled cabbage. And the winter gourd.
Again.
And some tan fried balls in a sauce. Could be potato.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe potato.
Or maybe fish balls.
Oh!
Fish and pork.
Oh,
Well,
God.
it is China.
God
It
damn.
is China.
Come on now.
100%.
Our vegan
Y'all
is dying.
Y'all are hurting me here.
The vegan is dying.
Okay, FYI, ever since I became vegan, I have never eaten on a Chinese flight.
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
I can't eat on a Chinese flight. There's no food that I can eat on a Chinese flight. So, being stuck in the airport basically means I would have coffee.
Yeah.
That's all I would get. Coffee or white rice. Guess what? That ain't a good meal.
Look, now at least if we get stuck in the train station, there are places to buy fresh fruit and vegetables and stuff.
That is true. That is true. But damn. Jaharra, you gonna eat that?
She's eating it now.
What? Is she
I'm going to
chewing?
go back to my terminal.
Is she
Not
chewing?
even my terminal. My flight is finally on the board.
What?
But I like the other terminal because it's quiet.
Yeah.
The quiet. That wasn't bothering us. It was the. Are you
Well,
eating
don't you
it?
hear how?
Are you eating it?
She's walking.
I know.
I'm not.
Are you eating? And what?
No, just walking. Gotta get there. I can hold off.
She's got her quieter, you know.
I waited this long for the free dinner. I can wait another couple minutes.
Did they give you chopsticks or a spork?
No, I asked for chopsticks and he giggled. Oh my god, it was so cute.
Where'd she go?
Uh-oh. Maybe
Did she go away?
she hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't dropped yet.
Oh, Jaharra is now gone into the phantom zone.
Yeah.
I've been watching Supergirl, so.
Oh no. Oh, there she's back.
Are you back? Jaharra? Are you
Jaharra.
there?
Oh, there you go. So
you
he
hear me
giggled
now?
when you asked for Quidza.
Yes. No quitza.
So
Only
what'd you
spoon.
get?
A spoon? How do you eat meat with a spoon?
It's a spork.
Oh.
Okay.
Got the combo.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's good. Hey, have you noticed the whole spoon thing in Thailand and how it's different from the spoon thing in China?
Here's something fun I forgot. I hope you can hear me.
We can.
Okay, good. You can or you can't? Because
We
I can't
can.
hear you.
We can.
We can, because if we
Okay.
said we can't hear you, we could probably hear you.
I forgot what I was gonna say now. Oh, I tried to get on Facebook just to, update my friends, tried to Snapchat, and I was like, why isn't this working? It's not working, it's not working. What's wrong with the Wi-Fi? What's wrong with my phone? Because I know my phone has some problems, like I'm not oblivious. But then I realized, aha, Jaharra, you're in China. Those
Dude,
things don't work here.
you didn't download a VPN before you came?
Hold on, I just ran into a gaggle of ladies.
A gaggle. Like geese.
Yeah.
Definitely look where you're going.
Always.
Always. They don't.
Nope.
We were at the mall Sunday, and this woman was looking down at her phone and almost ran right into two. I mean, he's a big guy. She should have been looking. He can just throw in stuff at Daddy.
Speaking. There's scissors in there. Be careful opening it.
I have stopped apologizing though.
Be very careful opening it.
Also another thing you don't do here.
Quitey ma?
Quitey? Quitey as a package.
We are freaking experts at the Quitey.
Wait, you have a box cutter. Why are you using a
No. Leave her alone.
I was talking to Aaron.
I know. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let them do what they're doing carefully with those packages.
Oh, so close.
So close to what?
What are you so close to?
What's his name?
Free dinner.
Sure, guys. Oh, where's that? Careful. Do we have anything else for our Whiny Tuesday?
No, we were just talking about
You're still casting pods.
our 30 days of
Oh yeah,
podcasting.
you have been recorded for 2 hours and 24 minutes.
Ooh. That's our longest podcast yet.
It's all because of you.
They said that you could see the Matrix.
Some blue pill?
These guys are weird.
So, do we have anything else for the people?
I
is
don't.
Is that it for the Winy Tuesday with our special guest of Jaharra?
Yep.
Yay!
We'll
Yay!
have to have her on again for a list show.
Yes. I
Maybe
would
what we
like
should
to be on the
do-
list.
Maybe what we should do, and Jaharra, you tell me what you think. Maybe what we should do is have multiple people make their own lists.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then we could interview them, but have them on the show to give their list things too. So it won't be just me and you giving our list.
Yeah.
Jaharra, what about a list about China? Do you remember China?
Yeah, I mean, by showtime, I could, come up with stuff. I could rattle off a few things right now if you give me like 10 minutes to sit down.
She said, give her 10 minutes and she can write it down.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this as something that we could do. Jaharra, you start your own independent list. Okay? And then remember, the list is why people hate Chinese people.
Why foreigners?
After living in China. See, it's really specific to us, the expats that actually live here. So, do that, and we could have you on, and we could bring you in on the conversation, man. It should be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, we'll probably have the same stuff, excuse me, at least in the beginning on our list.
Well, you understand, we've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, we've got some. You should go and check out our podcasts
Where?
at thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in blueberry. BLUBRRY. Or you can go to Facebook, The Traveling Fars, or the YouTube. You can find The Traveling Fars. Our email, travelingfars@gmail.com. Twitter and Instagram, Traveling Fars. So you could find us there. And we are on iTunes as well at The Traveling Fars. So that's where you can find our podcasts and our information. And if you have anything else, you can email us.
See, Jaharra, now you know where to find us.
In case you go missing.
That's right.
Well, you have a direct line with the FaceTime.
Right.
We don't give that out because we don't really don't want to talk to the fans.
Yeah, they don't.
Talking to the fans is bad. We
Have
could be
you
like
been there? Are you speaking from experience?
No,
we could be like the
back of the
back
theater.
of the theater. They're telling you, fans can be bad news.
If you ever want to have a really good laugh, go ahead and listen to Back of the Theater podcast.
Oh God.
Hans Charles and Menelik Lumumba. Hysterically funny. Educational, but hysterically funny.
If you know how you need those moments where you just need to laugh for like an hour or so. There you go.
Yes.
That's
it.
them.
That's
them.
it. Right there. Because just listening to them go after each other, that shit's funny.
Hysterical.
All right, I'll check it out.
Back
And
of
I'll
the
be
theater.
here for another 3 hours.
Well, yeah, you got plenty of time to download and listen.
Right.
So many things. I brought a book, but whatever. Text is dead. Print is dead.
What? Wait a minute
Hold
now.
on, wait a
Watch
minute.
it. You.
You're
no,
an
no,
English
no.
teacher.
Print is not dead.
I didn't say books are dead. I said print.
Okay, books are
have
printed.
A real book made of wood. Made of paper.
Wow.
Yes.
Books are made of wood,
Yes. Well, I wanted to be specific. I didn't want you to think I had like a cedar book.
Ooh, I would totally rock that cedar
Oh,
book.
it would be like
That'd be awesome.
insect repellent.
It
All by
smells
itself.
so
The book
good.
would be insect
And it would
repellent.
be good to travel with. You'd have it in your bags.
It's great, and it would be great here in the summertime because these mosquitoes are as big as me.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. It's like being on the beach in Patong in the evening.
Ugh. Never stay over there.
See.
This is the kind of conversation you get from the expats. We talk in places and situations and.
Okay, here small tidbit.
Go ahead.
In Phuket, if someone asks you how far something is, how do you tell them?
Minutes.
Like what? Yeah, see, that's what I do.
Okay, we talk in minutes,
away.
but we're American.
But we're American. We talk in minutes, and we're from the north, so we talk in minutes.
Right. We're not just next to the tree down the road from the building and take a left. That's
It's
not
about 50 kilometers, and then
No, we don't kilometer.
FYI, no
don't
kilometers in
kilometer.
America.
We don't kilometer. I don't even know what a kilometer is. And I don't care that I don't know what it is. I know miles. I know feet. I know minutes. I know right and left. Don't ask me north or south, east or west, because I can't help you there either.
I know about 1 meter. But like inches and feet, I don't know.
What? You don't know inches
Yeah.
and feet?
It's 'cause
Whoa,
I can never
wait a minute
estimate.
now.
I'm just bad at estimating. It's a
Okay,
personal
that's
thing.
not an
It's not like a
estimation, is it?
general thing.
She's saying how many feet, like, oh, that's about 20 feet away.
Okay, you know how you do it to make it life easier for you? Do you watch basketball?
No.
Have you ever played basketball?
In school.
Have you ever stood under a basketball rim?
In school.
Okay, but you've done it, right? I mean, you can
Yes.
see that distance in your head. Can you see that?
No.
Really?
You can't.
You can't see
picture-
the distance from the floor to the rim in your head.
No.
Okay, that's just sadness. You make me sad. I might want to cry. Okay, now, after I cry, listen. If you can walk out onto any basketball court anywhere around you, I'm sure there's one at your school. The distance from the ground to the hoop is 10 feet, right? So basically, use that as your lay it down on its side distance. Then you can always do it at least in 10
that's
feet.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't do that. I can't visualize that distance.
It's hard.
Even if I was standing there. If you're like, oh, just lay it on its side. It's right in front of you. Okay, yes, in theory, that sounds like, oh, yeah, you should just be able to sort of kind of eyeball it, imagine. But my brain doesn't work like that.
Okay. Have you stood on a basketball court before?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you stood at the foul line before?
Yes.
Okay. From the foul line to the end line, under the basket, that line under there, 15 feet. That's all you got to do. So now you got a 10 foot, you got a 15 foot.
All right.
You're done. Now you can do any place, anywhere. You can guesstimate. A yard is
Still
3
telling
feet.
you, like, I can't do that.
Come on now,
With
woman.
things around me. I'm serious. I'm trying to do it with things around me, and I'm like, is that about 15?
Okay. I got another one for you. You ready for this? Now you can't do this in Asia because in Asia it doesn't work. But if you look at no, seriously, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Okay.
Because it's Asia. Your doorknob in Asia is 1 meter from the floor. But your doorknob in America is 1 yard. It's 3 feet from the floor. Okay, so if you need that smaller thing, you can always see either the doorknob in Asia, which is 1 meter, or the doorknob in America, which is 1 yard or 3 feet.
Yeah, but isn't a meter close to 3?
They're close, but they're not the same. But if you're looking at it, you're gonna be able to get close. So basically, a yard and a meter is less than a yard, but still close. So there you go. There you go. You've been taught. Now go forth and find your distance. All right. Do
Go
we
forth
have
and
anything else for the
guesstimate.
people? Because we've been talking for like 2 hours and 34 minutes. I feel like I'm mental. Like I need to go ahead and do homework.
You don't have homework, but yes, I'm thinking.
I don't have homework, and I don't bring homework home. But I have wine.
Little sweet Finny.
I got wine. Well, my vicuña is gone.
But
It's
you
very
have some
sad
yellowtail
moment.
in there.
But I have some yellowtail, which is Australian. Jaharra, where are you going?
Australia.
See, you can have some yellowtail wine. It's all good. So when you get to Australia, get some yellowtail, and you can be a part of the Winy Monday.
I cannot wait.
Damn it! All right,
Also, you should probably say where you can find Jaharra.
Jaharra,
Oh,
where are
Chicago.
you? Do you have anything to pub? You got some spaces that you need to tell us about? Oh God, Jaharra, do not tell us about your MySpace page. Nobody is going to it.
I mean, but if you just go for a second and
Wrong
just
answer.
you in.
No way.
If
Do you know the
just
MySpace
listen to the
pages
first
got
track-
turned into something else?
I know, yeah, I went there like years ago must have been. It was like some music thing.
Yes. It was
Yeah.
Marky Mark, I think, turned it into something else. All music stuff.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, man. Without the Funky Bunch.
Marky Mark.
You know what I'm saying?
He's doing something.
See? Hip. All right, so Jaharra, where can people find you? Why? You are famous now, so where are people gonna find you?
I don't know. Do your people have Vine?
Whoa! Wait a minute now. You want that Thai shit? See there, line. What about on the Facebooks? Are you on the
You
Facebook?
can.
She's never
I'm
on the Facebooks.
I have a Facebooks.
Yes.
Yeah, I do not.
I've
check
never
the
heard the
Facebooks.
sentence. I have Facebooks.
Listen, she is never on the Facebooks.
I've never heard that sentence uttered before in my life. Oh, that was awesome.
I have.
Jaharra is the comedian. All right, Jaharra, where can people find you? Are you on the Twitters?
You can drop me a line on Facebook and I will get back to you.
Where?
As soon as
Where?
I realize it. Jaharra Womack at Facebook.
Yeah, that's it. That's you.
Forgot your own name.
Listen, she's going incognito.
You can't go incognito now. Come on now, you're famous.
I took off my middle names and my social security number and my email address.
Oh my God. All right, so, okay, where on the Facebooks can we find you?
I think it's Jaharra.Womack. If not, it's like
that is
Jaharra
so
W. Just
awesome.
look for Jaharra W. Two R's. Jaharra.
That is so awesome that you said I think. That is the best. What about on the Twitters? Are you on the Twitters?
I'm not on the Twitter.
Don't feel bad.
I'm trying to snap this trip. You know,
Snap.
I'm trying to
Snapchat.
Like
We don't do Snapchat because we're
Snapchat.
we're too old.
I got time for that shit. I got time for that. I got time for that.
Oh Lord Jesus, it's far.
That's right.
Oh.
Hell no. All right, what else you got? You got anywhere else?
Nope.
Instagram?
Nope.
No Instagrams?
YouTube.
YouTubes?
Nope.
Oh, we'll get you on the YouTubes. Oh yeah. No
Okay.
Instagram, no. Okay.
I just got a China Southern message for you, Jaharra.
Uh-oh.
It says to avoid missing check-in for your friend or relative's flight from Guangzhou to Brisbane, it is recommended that you arrive at the international airport now.
Get your ass to the airport right now.
That was 25 minutes ago.
Probably head on.
Damn it. If you don't get to the airport
Didn't
right
you
now.
get 16 hours early?
No. No, you
Wow.
did not.
That's a traveling tip right there.
The traveling tip is get your airline's app. That's your traveling tip.
Yes, absolutely. If they offer an app, get that.
And have your family and friends get it as well. They can watch you fly across the wherever.
Yeah, we did that when the kids were left.
Yep. We can watch the plane in real time.
I should probably tell my mother. She would really appreciate that.
You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. But you know what? It gives you a kind of a, even though you might not be able to contact them like directly, just being able to see the flight and know that it's actually still flying.
Right.
That's a good feeling. That Russia didn't shoot it down or something. Yeah, it's awesome.
In the app, Jaharra, it will come up in Chinese, but in the upper left-hand corner, there's a way to, you just touch it and it turns to English, so.
I think all
Karen,
apps need that feature.
You were right about the mystery balls. They are fish.
I told you.
Damn fish balls, man. Fish don't even have balls! The vegan in me is like,
Repulsed.
ugh. That's the vegan in me.
No
Fucking fish
cephalopod.
balls.
No cephalopod.
Fish balls and fish sauce.
No cephalopod has balls, is that what you said?
No cephalopod has genitals.
Oh.
Yeah, but do fish? Do fish?
I have no idea. I don't
Yes,
know.
they do. Fish have genitals, but damn it, they ain't got balls. Stop eating fish balls!
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So sad. All right, we getting out of here. We're gonna stop this podcast at any moment. Have you told them all of the places where they can find us?
I did tell them all.
Everybody
the places.
knows you had the little piece of paper. All right, that's it, people. We're done with you, Jaharra. Do you have anything to say to the people before we leave?
Thank you for listening, people.
Thank you, people.
Thank you, people.
Peace.